Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on the RoBuilder YouTube channel. Today we're going to be building another zone for my next game, and it is a science themed zone, as you can see by the texture on the ground. This, I believe, is zone 11. Yep, it sure is. So we're going to be building zone 11, aka the science zone. And I don't exactly know what I'm going to do yet. I'm thinking we'll have some pretty basic walls. Let me go ahead and add those in. I'm just going to scale this part so it kind of fills up the whole space here. All the way over here. Perfect. I don't want it overhanging like crazy a lot. There we go. Raise it up so it's a whole wall. And I'm going to bring it up some. All right. Do Control D and then bring this down and match it up right here on the seam. Wait, no way. This doesn't actually line up. It should. Does that not? I think it did. All right. There we go. I'm going to move this out one. We're going to make this that darker gray. And then this will be the darker gray as well, but we're going to lighten it up a little bit in the color wheel here. So here's what we got for the walls. Now I'm thinking I'm going to add square panels on it with that corner dot texture. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. All right, so something like this, but scaled up quite a bit. And I am going to have to do some decent texture work, okay? Unless I just want to use 3 of these. Let's see. Let's just kind of play around with a little bit and see how it looks. Duplicate that. We'll move it down to here. Duplicate it one more time. Right there. And then move them up a little bit. Actually, something like this looks kind of sick. I couldn't do the whole thing like this by any means. It would just be a lot of parts, and I don't know. But this kind of thing, if we do... Alright, I'm going to fill all of it in and then delete the center ones, if that makes sense. Or I can actually probably grab this and this. There we go. Control D, duplicate those right there, and then I can delete the top row on that. There we go, guys. So we'll do 2 or 4. Yeah, 4, skip 2, 4, skip 2. I don't know. I'm gonna figure out a design for these walls. Alright, so I filled up the whole wall with them, exactly what I said I wasn't gonna do. And I'm gonna bring another one of these to the top. We need to have that little gap in it, though. Something like that. And then we're going to drop the top of this down quite a bit. Something like so. And now I need to think of, what ones I want to delete out of this, because there's no need for this many parts. And then I want to add some sort of, coils like this to the walls. Maybe even some with particles in them, so we can make the zone feel more alive. That's something that I need to do through all the zones. Just make them feel more alive and aesthetically pleasing. So I'm gonna get the walls done, and then we'll move on to some sort of neon pipes or something. Alright guys, so the wall design is done. I decided to kind of just do a random pattern, but it is symmetrical on both sides. So I'll just duplicate that, rotate it twice, and drag it on over to the other side. Line that up so we can, not fall off the edge of the map. That would be cool. And then I took these assets from one of my old games that never actually got released, but, I plan on oversizing these potion bottles here. In fact, I'm going to put a couple small ones kind of next to this. I think it'll actually just make it look a little bit cooler, theme it up a little bit. So we're going to do that. And I do want to make that a different color on the inside, of course. So we're going to go green for this one. And then I'm going to duplicate it and put maybe a smaller one like this over here. Just a little extra design element, guys, that's going to make it feel a little bit cooler. And then, of course, this one could be a different color as well. Let's go with, a really bright blue. So it's just something like that. And then we're going to duplicate these one more time and make them absolutely massive. And kind of put them on the outside of the zone, just so it feels bigger than it is. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but, we're doing the dang thing. I'll make this one even bigger and bring it over this way. There we go. And then, of course, a color change is definitely needed. We can go to pink. Nice. Let me grab both of those. Control Z. And we'll bring them to the other side. Rotate them twice, just so they're not the same on both sides. You feel? All right. Up next, we need to add these kind of things to all the walls. So, real quick, I'm doing this probably for the entrance. Right here, it won't be too noticeable, but it'll look kind of cool. So it's just gonna be like this, and we'll do 2 of those. I think that looks pretty cool, right? When you enter the zone, looks real nice. We're gonna bring these over here as well, right there. Nice, I like that. And could we actually fit these? I want to see how we can run with these because they're really cool for sure. I could fill in these boxes with them. So we will just kind of make them bigger so they, you know, attach like so. And this has to come down probably like 0.25, 0.25. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm going to figure these out. And after that's done, we'll check in with you guys. Alright guys, so this is looking pretty sick just because there is these cool particles and they do help the zone feel a bit more alive. I think I'm going to copy those and actually put them on to the egg thing here. Okay, now, actually I'm probably going to have to do it with attachments because this would look very bad if I just paste them into here. Yeah, it kind of affects all of it, which, actually doesn't matter because this is glass and particles don't show through glass. So maybe we could keep that. Let's see what we could do with the colors here. We're going to need to make those, of course, match what they're going on. So pink, and then the glow, we will do a sort of like a pinkish blue, kind of purpley color. Dang, my dog's going nuts. Yikes, bro. All right, up next, I'm going to fit some of these kind of everywhere. And that should pretty much finish up the zone. I think it's going to look really, really cool, guys. Like, this kind of thing we'll put over here. Let's see what we could do with it. We're going to put this lined up with the ground. There we go. And then scale it up all the way to the top of the wall and see how big it's going to be. Okay, so pretty massive, actually, which is not the worst thing. I could put it, like, right here, which looks pretty cool, even though I wish it was even taller. So I'm going to kind of edit this a little bit because I want to put it right here. So I'll edit this, which won't be too bad because I did make it in studio. So all the parts, I just have to, kind of scale around a little bit. But that's going to make it line up with this build perfectly and look very, very cool. So let's bring this down. And then, of course, we're going to have to drop the top down over here as well to make everything line up like a peach, okay? So grab this. There we go. I'm actually just going to kind of line that up with the top. No one's going to see up there, like, you know, perfectly, so it won't be a big deal. And then this middle piece here. Scale that down a little bit. So now that lines up really good. Let's duplicate it and rotate it and put one on the other side. They are going to be pretty symmetrical walls, guys. But I feel like there's enough going on that it doesn't overly matter here. Perfect. And then the green, ooh, the blue ones could be... Let's see how these look scaled up, guys. All right, I think we're just going to meet these sort of in the middle. So check this out. Rotate, and put those together. And then we will delete the little discs in the middle, just like that, and merge these together. Perfect. Group them, and I think that actually looks pretty sick. So let me go ahead, grab these, and move them to the other side. And there we go, guys. I think that's actually it for the science zone. I want to make one of these, but really thick, to kind of put in between the potion bottles outside. And maybe in, like, a red, just to break up the colors a little more. Or even, yeah, we'll see. All right, guys, I kind of forgot where I paused the video. I think it was just at these things. So here's these. I made them red, and I changed this thing to blue. And I think I'm done with the zone. I really like how this turned out. We have the subtle particles over here and some right here. Some little details like this. I really think this looks good. Oh, there's one more thing I think I want to add. Hold up. All right, guys, so I made this kind of thing for my last science game, and it looks cool. I think it would be cool if we made it pretty big to fill in these spaces here. So something like this, and it just adds more color to the build. Of course, this thing kind of overhangs, so I may need to make these just a little bit smaller here. Something like, because I don't want them to affect that. So we'll go here, and then for the other one, we'll move that in as well. And there we go. Now we're going to use these right here to fill in this bit of space. They can be a little bit smaller here and then tucked into the wall a bit. So it's more of like a shelf than a, you know, a standalone table. And I'm thinking right here is pretty centered. So let's duplicate that, move one to the top. Perfect. And then we'll fill in the other spaces with it as well right here. Nice. And then we need to put them on the other wall as well. Control D, move them on over. And I did rotate the walls, so they're not going to be, like, perfectly centered. I have to move them just a little bit. There we go. And I'm just going to delete this guy and bring the one from the other side over here. There we go, guys. The science zone is now done. I'm pretty hyped with how it turned out, to be fair. It looks like this might be one of my favorite zones, actually. I genuinely don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the bank zone. I might rebuild that one. I really like this zone a lot. This one's cool, but there's just nothing going on. It seems kind of stale. This one, this is pretty nice for what it is. Toy zone, I would definitely want to add something to it. This zone, I have no clues on what to add to it. Ice zone looks alright. I'm going to add pets into the ice. That'll be cool. This zone, oh, I really enjoyed this one as well. And then the spawn zone, I think, is like my favorite, just because I shocked myself. I didn't know that I was able to do some of the stuff that I did in there. And it's always nice when you like go above you go above what you think your skill set is. But guys, that is going to wrap up today's video. If you did enjoy and you want to see more content like this, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day. Later.